TJ here, going solo. Like to welcome our new subscribers and a big thank you to everyone for their support. As everyone knows by now, this past Tuesday night was the first debate between Biden and President Trump. Chris Wallace moderated, and at some point during the debate, Chris Wallace was compelled to put President Trump on the spot about racism and whether or not he would condemn racist organizations, and invariably the organization of Proud Boys and militias got brought up. And I felt by the way Chris Wallace brought it up, he was kind of collective, in a collective sort of way, just saying how they are all racist.
Criticized the vice president for not specifically calling out Antifa and other left-wing extremist groups. But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
are you
I'm
prepared to specifically do it? Well, go ahead, sir.
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it.
Do you want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
white like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing. This is a left-wing problem.
I felt like Chris Wallace slipped them in through the back door of racism. Then Ted Cruz, the next day, appears on CNN with Chris Cuomo, at which time Chris Cuomo brings them up and mentions them as a racist organization. Ted Cruz distances himself immediately from the Proud Boys.
Will you be that voice? Will you say playing nice with the Proud Boys is wrong?
Well, listen, I've condemned the Proud Boys long ago. I think white supremacists, Klansmen, Nazis are ignorant, bigoted morons.
Then Thursday night, President Trump calls into Sean Hannity. And in that phone call, President Trump condemns the Proud Boys.
And no matter what you say, they'll just keep going. And, Biden did the 1994 crime bill. That's the super predator bill. So he did the super predator bill. And when you look at it, but Mark Levin is right. He's 100% right. No matter what you say, it won't make any difference. And I have to say, I've said it many times, and let me be clear again, I condemn the KKK. I condemn all white supremacists. I condemn the Proud Boys. I don't know much about the Proud Boys, almost nothing, but I condemn that. But he should condemn also Antifa. Antifa is a horrible group of people. They kill people. What they do to people, and they're causing insurrection, they're causing riots. He doesn't want to do that, but the press doesn't go after him, and that's a really bad group of people. But I condemn them, and if I say it 100 times, it won't be enough, because it's fake news.
So now I'm wondering, who exactly is this group? I went to Gateway Pundit, and I found an interesting clip of their founder, Gavin McInnes.
Yeah, I can respond. I'm suing them. I'm suing Joe Biden. I'm suing CNN. All of these reporters that call this multiracial patriotic group white supremacists and Nazis, as far as I'm concerned, that's the new N-word. You call me a Nazi, that's as bad as any other racial epithet. Those people killed 6 million Jews, and to call us that is a deep-seated insult. So we're not tolerating it anymore.
And Antifa, at this point, Antifa, when you go to Antifa.com, you go right to Beijing Biden's campaign page. Do you think that's the reason why he named you guys as opposition? Because he didn't want to disrupt his money flow, and you guys are opposing Antifa, so he didn't want to disrupt that.
He called us white supremacists because he is senile. The man is mentally weak. And when you're incurious and your brain is going, which seems to be about half the American population these days, then the Tiki Torch guys in Charlottesville and Patriot Prayer and militia at 3%ers and Trump supporters, they're all the same. And the KKK. In these people's minds, it's all the same group. Even though the KKK hates all of Proud Boys and people like Enrique, but they're incapable of nuance. So they go, oh, you like Trump, you're a Nazi, you're a white supremacist. When was the last time you bumped into a white supremacist? It's like as common as albino skateboarders, but it comes up in the news every damn day.
It's pretty obvious that the Proud Boys and the militia are just being summarily included with the known racist organizations like the KKK and your run-of-the-mill skinhead gangs. Knowing that the militias here in Michigan aren't racist, I was compelled to look into the Proud Boys organization. Up until this time, I just kind of viewed them as an anti-Antifa group. I went to Proud Boys USA, and this is what I found out. When you went to their tenant page, they had a list of core values. These core values were listed as minimal government, maximum freedom, anti-political correctness, anti-drug war, which I might take issue with, anti-racism, anti-racial guilt, pro-free speech, First Amendment, pro-gun rights, Second Amendment, glorifying the entrepreneur, venerating the housewife. I found that interesting inclusion. And then the last one, and this is where they're going to take heat, reinstating the spirit of Western civilization. Then beneath the list of their core values was a brief paragraph, and the beginning of it read, though these are our central tenets, all that is required to become a Proud Boy is that a man declare he is a Western chauvinist who refuses to apologize for creating the modern world. And I said, well, there it is. Western chauvinism. That's where they're going to take their hit. Not that it's necessarily a bad thing, but I kind of got the impression that they adopted the term Western chauvinism as a cross for them to bear. Their refusal to apologize for the European lineage in the founding of this country. They referenced the Greeks and Romans in defining the concept of republic. In further reading of their website, I found out that along with North America, they also have chapters in South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, leading me to the conclusion that I'm not so sure that they're that much of a racist organization if they have chapters in other parts of the world that aren't exactly Caucasian. The Proud Boys are a men's organization founded in 2016 by Gavin McInnes. He rejects contemporary left-wing extremism and refuses to apologize for it.
We're actually kind of left-wing in a sense. We're very socially liberal. We don't care who's gay. We obviously don't care about race. There's Proud Boys Israel. We're against the drug war. We think that's a waste of time. We want to end all that. We don't like this prison culture, but we also don't like welfare. We're very pro-free speech. We're very pro-Second Amendment. We think that if everyone has a gun, there'll be less crime, as John Lott has pointed out. And more importantly, we're a men's club. We're proud of masculinity. This was not even a question from the beginning of America up until the 80s with whatever it was, second wave feminism and Gloria Steinem. And then men's clubs were gone.
Their chairman is Enrique Taro. He is of Cuban descent.
I don't see this as an endorsement from the president at all, by any means. I think he was asked a very pointed question. I think the president was asked to disavow white supremacy, which he did 2 times within the scope of that question. And I think Biden made a crucial mistake by naming our organization for him to disavow. We've been called many names, and probably the most inaccurate name that you can call us is white supremacist, as you can see, as your viewers can see.
And in Salt Lake City, their chapter there is led by a black American who goes by the first name of Thad, Thad, Thad.
I will go out and say that the Proud Boys as a whole, I will say this on behalf of the entire national organization, denounce white supremacy. We are in no way, shape, or form white supremacists. We have a vetting system that just gets those guys out of our hair. We do not have anything to do with white supremacy. We do not have anything to do with the Ku Klux Klan. We denounce those organizations.
This segment was not intended to be an endorsement of this group. Ultimately, each person must decide for themselves how to protest the tyrannies of the left. For me, personally, I'm too old and fat to run off and lock horns with Antifa, say in a city like Portland. But I've come to believe the Proud Boys have been vilified for their refusal to yield to the PC police. I would welcome anyone to provide me with evidence supporting claims of racism existing within their organization. And just because they lock horns with Antifa or BLM, I don't consider that evidence enough. When you consider all the negative things that have been said about the Republican Party for years, I'm compelled to take with a grain of salt any accusation against any organization made by the left. Sorry. These are just the thoughts of a chubby, old, gray-haired white dude. And as always, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.